Okay, so good afternoon, top notchers. Good afternoon, nurses. Okay, so today we're going to discuss your diabetes insipidus versus your SIADH or the SIAD. Okay, so let's begin. First one, let us understand the parts of your pituitary gland. Okay, so ano ba yung parts ng ating pituitary gland? So sabi, the pituitary gland has two parts. Okay, so first one, we have what we call your anterior pituitary gland. And also, the second one, we have what we call your posterior pituitary gland. Okay, so ano ba to? So remember that anterior and posterior pituitary gland, okay, produces and releases hormones. Ulitin natin. Sa anterior pituitary gland po at saka po sa posterior pituitary gland, okay, they produces and releases hormones. So, start muna tayo with your anterior pituitary gland. Okay? For the anterior pituitary gland, ano ba yung mga hormones na pwede pong i-release? We have what we call your adrenocorticotropic hormones. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating ACTH, remember that your ACTH, siya po yung nag-i-stimulate po ng adrenal gland. Okay? Yung adrenal gland, saan po ba siya located? Nakalocate po siya on top of your kidney. Okay? So, again, stimulate the adrenal gland to produce cortisol. Okay? Ano yung cortisol na yon? Yung stress hormones natin. At tandaan mo, meron din tayong pinoproduce diyan, di ba? So, pinag-aralan natin last time. So, we have your three. We have your mineralocorticoid, we have your glucocorticoids, and we also have your androgen. Okay? So, next one, we have what we call your thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormones po is siya po yung nag-i-stimulate po sa ating thyroid gland. Okay? Thyroid stimulating hormones, they stimulate po yung ating thyroid gland. Once stimulated po, then lalabas po doon yung tinatawag nating hormones, which is your T3 and your T4. So yun naman po is related naman po sa ating hyperthyroidism at sa ating hypothyroidism. Okay? So next one is your number 3. We also have what we call your follicle stimulating hormones. Pag sinabi natin follicle stimulating hormones po, top notchers, ito naman po is to regulate po the productive system. And we also have your luteinizing hormones or the LH is also involved po, top notchers, in reproduction. And number 5, we also have what we call your prolactin. Ano ba yung prolactin? So ito po is to stimulate po yung milk production. And we also have your number 6 is the growth hormones or the GH. Yung GH po natin, top notchers, is what? Ito po, siya po yung nagre-regulate po ng body growth and metabolism. Ulitin ko, si growth hormones po or si GH, siya po yung nagpo-promote ng growth and development, particularly po sa childhood. So kung maaalala nyo, kapag sobra tayo or hypersecretion po, top notchers, yung ating GH or the growth hormones, lalo na sa mga bata, lalo na sa pagbata, ano ang kondisyon na lumalabas dito? Nagkakaroon sila ng exaggerated growth of in height and weight. Ito yung tinatawag nating gigantism. Okay? And aside from that, kapag naman po sa mga adult, okay, kapag adult naman po, pag excess yung ating growth hormones, doon naman po lumalabas yung mga manifestation na ang lalaki ng large hands, ang lalaki ng paa. Ang tawag naman natin doon is acromegaly, the acromegaly. And also, kapag naman po hyposecretion, yung ating growth hormones, or hyposecretion of the growth hormone, it characterized by failure to grow in height. Ibig sabihin, yun yung tinatawag nating dwarfism. Okay? Kapag sobra sa children, ang tawag natin is gigantism. Kapag naman sa adult, kapag exaggerated din, lumalaki ang mga extremities, the hands or the feet, ang tawag naman natin doon is your acromegaly. Kapag din naman sa children, pag hyposecretion din ang growth hormones, again, ang tawag natin doon dwarfism, no? So, hindi sila lumalaki ng ayos kasi kulang. Okay? Next one, On the second part, we also have what we call your posterior pituitary gland. So sa posterior pituitary gland, top-notchers, we have your oxytocin, okay, for breast like milk production, and also for uterus for contraction. And second one, we have what we call your antidiuretic hormones. Yung antidiuretic hormones natin, ano ang ginagawa po ng ADH na yan? So, the kidney to increase the water absorption in the blood. Okay? So, the kidney to increase water absorption in blood. Antidiuretic kasi siya. Pag sinabing anti, ibig sabihin, negative, hindi siya naglalabas. No? Hindi siya naglalabas ng ihi or ng water. Kaya tinaga antidiuretic. Now, ang ating focus for this discussion is about your posterior pituitary gland, and very specific tayo with your number 2, which is your oxytocin. Okay? So focus tayo with your focus tayo with your antidiuretic hormones kasi ang dalawang disorder na pag-uusapan natin is your SIAD and your diabetes insipidus. Okay, so let's begin. So, I have one question here. So, increased secretion of your ADH, which is your antidiuretic hormones, will produce the following effect, except. So, ang tanong dyan is about daw sa inyong increased secretion of your ADH. Ano ba kapag sinabing increased secretion ng antidiuretic? Ano ba yung tinutukoy dito? Is it SIAD or DI? Okay, pag sinabing increase ang secretion ng antidiuretic, ang kanila pong dinidiscuss dito or ang ibig sabihin nila is SIAD. Okay? SIAD disorder po ang ibig sabihin ng increased secretion of your antidiuretic hormones. So, ang tinatanong, the ADH will produce the following effect except, okay, except negative. A, oliguria, B, edema, C, hypertension, and letter D, dehydration. So, alin daw sa mga ito? Okay, so before we answer this question, discuss muna natin yung disorder para mas mabilis natin siya maunawaan. Okay, so, sige, start na tayo. First, we have what we call your SIADH. Okay, so we have your SIADH, simply as your syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormones. Ulitin ko, SIADH, syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormones. Pag sinabing syndrome, okay, then inappropriate pa siya, so ibig sabihin masyadong madami, excess, okay, excess or sobra yung kanyang antidiuretic hormones. Antidiuretic hormones hindi po siya naglalabas ng tubig, hindi siya nagpapaihi. Sobra. So this is your SIAD. So ano ang nangyari? The SIAD is a condition in which the body makes too much antidiuretic hormones. Ayon. So ibig sabihin, yung katawan mo daw nagpuproduce ng madaming antidiuretic hormones. Is it bad? Yes, bad po yan, okay? Bad po sa katawan kapag hindi tayo naglalabas ng mga water, okay? Is a condition in which the body makes too much antidiuretic hormones. So ano ang mangyayari, top-notchers, kapag hindi tayo naglalabas ng water? Okay? So ang dami daw nating antidiuretic hormones sa katawan, plus hindi tayo naglalabas ng water. Then what will happen to our body? It will become, okay, nagkakaroon tayong tinatawag nating water retention. So water retention, so nare-retain po yung water inside our body. Pag na-retain po ang ating tubig sa ating katawan, ano ang mangyayari sa katawan natin? Is it hypervolemia or hypovolemia? Water retention, is it hypervolemia or hypovolemia? Yes, very good. It will become hypervolemia. Hyper means madami, ang volume. Okay? Hypervolemia. Pag sinabi nating hypervolemia, lalabas na po dyan yung mga sign and symptoms. Okay? Since hypervolemia tayo, so nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag nating hypertension. hypervolume, hypertension. Okay? Since ang dami nating tubig, may water retention tayo, may hypervolemia tayo, then what do you expect? Is it edema? Okay? Nagkakaroon ba ng edema ang client natin? Yes, because of the water retention. Okay? So, ang dami nating fluid sa katawan. Pag maraming fluid, okay? Pag maraming fluid, ano pa nagmamanifest sa atin? Weight gain or weight loss. Marami kang tubig, may edema ka na din. So, kapag tinimbang ka, possible weight loss, weight gain. Yes, very good. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng weight gain. Okay? Kaya dapat daily po, top-notchers, registered nurses, kinukuha natin ang timbang ng pasyente mo. Okay? You have to weight daily your client. Okay? So, aside from hypertension, aside from edema, aside from weight gain, okay? Due to your water retention and hypervolemia, ano pa ang nakikita natin? Okay? So, pwede tayo magkaroon ng tinatag nating jugular vein distension. Lalo na kapag nakahiga ang pasyente mo, no? Visible yan, the jugular vein distension. Now, top-notchers, itong mga sign and symptoms na to, itong hypervolemia na ito, itong water retention na to, if hindi po siya na-treat, okay, left untreated, ano ang mangyayari? Dumami ang fluid sa katawan mo, hypervolemia. Pwede pang magkaroon tayo ng water intoxication, yes or no? Pwede tayo magkaroon ng water intoxication? Yes, pwede tayo magkaroon ng water intoxication. At ang masama dito, top-notchers, kapag itong water na ito napunta sa inyong brain, okay? Yung water na yan napunta sa inyong brain, it can lead to what? It can lead to your increased intracranial pressure. Okay? Pwede tayo magkaroon ng increased intracranial pressure, water intoxication. Okay? Pwede mapunta po sa brain yung iyong water. It can lead to what? Cerebral edema. Okay? And that cerebral edema, it can lead to what? Increased intracranial pressure. Okay? So aside from increased intracranial pressure, pwede po magkaroon ng seizure po ang client natin. Okay, so ulitin natin ang ating pathophysiologic problem. Ang client mo, ang daming antidiuretic hormones sa katawan. Okay, so produce ang katawan mo. Kapag produce ng antidiuretic hormones, nagkakaroon tayo ng water retention. Hindi nakakalabas ang water. It can lead to what? Hypervolemia, hypervolume. Okay, hypervolume. It can lead to what? Hypertension, edematous, weight gain, and jugular vein distension. Okay? Kasi ang dami mong water build up. Next, if left untreated, wala tayong ginawa, okay, it can lead to what? Water intoxication. That water intoxication, guys, kapag yung tubig napunta sa brain, okay, pwede po ba tayo magkaroon ng cerebral edema? Yes, pwede tayo magkaroon ng cerebral edema. Yung cerebral edema na yan, guys, pwede mag-lead into what? Increased intracranial pressure, leading to what? Seizure. Okay, so huwag niyo kalilimutan ang seizure. Okay, next one, top-notchers. Next one is your, tandaan mo yan, soak po tayo inside. Okay, soak inside. S-I, soak inside. Ibig sabihin, marami tayong water. Now, let us discuss about the causes. So, bakit ba nagkakaroon ng SIAD? Okay, sabi dito, damage of the hypothalamus. Damage of the hypothalamus. Okay? And also, damage of your pituitary gland. Okay? So, alam naman natin na ang pinag-usapan natin is parts of your pituitary gland. Okay? Which is what? Is your anterior or posterior? Okay? Is your posterior pituitary gland. We also have your brain tumor. Pwede din po yung maging cause. Stroke and trauma, and also your inflammation and your craniotomy. Okay? Huwag niyo pong kalilimutan ang mga causes. Okay? Na-damage po ang hypothalamus. Pwedeng damage din ang ating pituitary gland. Brain tumor, stroke or trauma, there's inflammation, and also surgery or the craniotomy. Okay? So, mga causes po sila. Okay. So, with regards to your diagnostic studies, okay? So, we have your two measurements or parameter ang sinusukat natin dito. So, we have your serum osmolality, Okay? And also we have your serum we have your urine specific gravity. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating serum osmolality, okay, ang sinusukat po natin dito is the number of solute in the blood. Okay? Serum osmolality is to measure the number of solute in the blood. Kasi nga, serum siya. Okay? So, susukatin natin yung number ng solute sa dugo ng client mo. Okay? So, now, since ang dami nating tubig sa katawan ng pasyente mo, what do you think yung concentration ng blood ng pasyente? Is it hemodilution or hemoconcentration? Concentrated ba ang dugo ng client mo or diluted ang dugo ng client mo? Ang daming tubig. Okay? Isipin nyo, ang daming tubig. Okay? Concentrated ba ang kanyang blood or diluted? Yes, very good. So, the blood of the patient is hemodilution or diluted. So, kapag diluted po ang dugo natin, okay, diluted ang dugo ng client mo, ang atin po ditong serum osmolality is decreased. Okay? So, the serum osmolality is decreased kasi mas marami ang tubig. Okay? Mas marami ang tubig kumpara dun sa solute. So, parang ano lang yan, pagpalagay natin ito yung baso. Okay? This is the glass of water. And then, andito yung mga, okay? Meron tayo dito mga solute. Okay? May mga solute tayo dyan. And then, ang water mo, hanggang dito. Okay? So, full of water. Okay? So, kakaunti ang ating solute kumpara saan? Sa water. Kaya po, decrease ang ating serum osmolality. So, now, kapag po diluted po ang dugo ng client mo, diluted ang dugo ng pasyente mo kasi ang daming tubig niya, kasi ang daming antidiuretic hormones, then we also have what we call your hyponatremia. So, diluted po kasi yan, so kakaunti po ang salt or the solute. Okay? So, it can lead to what? Hyponatremia. Ang tawag natin sa hyponatremia na yan is what we call your diluted hyponatremia. Okay? Or dilutional hyponatremia. Kasi diluted po yung kanyang dugo. Okay? So, diluted hyponatremia or dilutional hyponatremia ang tawag natin sa hyponatremia ng pasyente mo. Okay? Ulitin ko, serum osmolality, mine-measure natin ang number of solute in the blood. Okay? So, ang client mo, ang dugo ng client mo is diluted kasi ang daming tubig. Since ang daming tubig, kakaunti po ang solute ng patient mo. Kaya ang tawag natin yan, decrease ang serum osmolality. So, and also we have your hyponatremia, dilutional hyponatremia. Okay? Kasi na-dilute po yung salt. Kaya kakaunti lang siya. Next one is your urine specific gravity. So, urine specific gravity is to measure the number of solute saan? Sa ihi naman. Ang susukatin natin is ihi naman. So, ang tanong ko, kapag ang pasyente ang daming antidiuretic hormones, nakakaihi ba siya or hindi? Antidiuretic hormones, anti-ihi, okay? Anti-labas. Ibig sabihin po, ang urine po ng client mo is concentrated ba or diluted? Kakaunti ang ihi nito. Okay, very good. So, it will become urine concentrated. Kakaunti ang inilalabas na water ng client mo. Kaya pag sinukat natin ang kanyang urine specific gravity, okay, so anong sagot natin dito? Increase po siya. Okay, increase ang urine specific gravity ng client mo. Kasi po, concentrated. Mas marami po ang solute kumpara po saan? Sa urine. Okay, mas malaki po ang solute kesa sa urine kasi concentrated. Kakaunti ang tubig. Puro solute. Kaya increase urine specific gravity. Okay. Next one, with the management for the SIAD. So first we have your restrict fluid. Okay? So restrict fluid tayo for your client. Okay? So, restrict fluid tayo dito, top-notchers. So, pwede naman magbigay pero 1 liter lamang, okay? 1 liter of fluid ang pwede natin ibigay sa client mo. Restrict lang, hindi pwedeng lagpas sa 1 liter kasi ang dami niya nang water build up, no? So, wag na natin dagdagan pa. Pero hindi naman pwedeng hindi pa inumin. So, pwede naman tayo 1 liter, no? So, 1 liter lang po tayo. And binibigay natin dito is IV fluid. Okay, so bigay tayo ng IV fluids. Okay, bigay tayo ng IV fluids po. Usually hypertonic po, okay? Hypertonic 3% saline. Hypertonic. Ay, sorry. Okay, hypertonic po 3% saline. So pag nagdi-deliver po tayo or nag-i-infuse po tayo ng pag nag-i-infuse po tayo ng fluid or the IV fluid po sa client na hypertonic that which is 3% saline, binibigay po natin to slowly. Okay? Binibigay natin slowly, hindi pwedeng bigla kasi hypertonic po ito. Okay? Then very important po, top notchers, that you have to get the weight of the client daily po and monitor the weight gain of your client. Okay? And also for the safety due to confusion and seizure precautions, so you have also check the NeuroCheck. Okay? So i-check natin ang vital sign ng client dito. Okay? Kasi po ang client natin meron siyang cerebral edema can lead to what? Intracranial pressure. Pwede rin po ang client magmanifest po ng ng seizure. Okay? Increase intracranial pressure. Then elevate the head of bed at least po 10 degrees. Okay? So again, fluid, bigay tayo ng fluid which is your IV fluid, hypertonic, 3% saline po. At pag nag-a-administer po nito, slowly lamang tayo. And important po as nursing management, you have to daily weight your client and monitor weight gain, safety due to confusion and seizure precaution. And important po na you have to check the NeuroCheck or the vital sign of your client. Monitor the sign of intracranial pressure as well. And elevate the head of bed at least po 10 degrees. Okay? So, for the medication, so we can administer po top-notchers per doctor's order. So, kailangan po loop diuretics. Okay? One of the example is your LASIK. Okay? And tandaan natin kapag po tayo ay nagle-LASIK, okay, LASIK is you have to monitor po top-notchers yung ating you have to monitor the potassium. Okay? You have to monitor the potassium. Kung kinakailangan nating mag-potassium replacement or magbigay ng diet na medyo pampataas ng potassium while on LASIK, then okay lang naman yon. Okay? Kasi po, pwedeng magkaroon ng hypokalemia ang client natin. Okay? And also, aside from the LASIK, pwede din tayo magbigay as per doctor's order, yung osmotic diuretics, which is your mannitol. Kasi ang client natin, sabi nga natin, pwede magkaroon ng water intoxication, pwede magkaroon ng cerebral edema, okay? Pwede magkaroon ng ICP. So to pull the water, okay? Then bigay tayo ng osmotic diuretics, which is your mannitol. And also number 2, okay? Demeclocycline or the lithium po. So, ang ginagawa po nitong lithium at saka demeclocycline is to decrease po the effect of your antidiuretics po or hormones sa inyong kidney and also to inhibit po yung antidiuretic hormones. Okay? Kasi sobrang dami na nga po. So, pabababain po natin yung effect po ng antidiuretic po doon sa kidney ng client mo. And also, number 3 is your tolvaptan or the conivaptan. So, ito naman po is to block naman po yung antidiuretic receptors. Okay? So, ibablock na po ng gamot na yan yung inyong antidiuretic receptors para hindi na po mag-react po doon yung ating medication. Okay? To block the ADH receptors and to prevent kidneys from responding to antidiuretic hormones. Yun po yung kanyang ginagawa. Okay? So, we have your 3 loop diuretics. Okay? LASIK, But again, you have to monitor the potassium level of your client. If needed, then bigay tayo ng potassium diet. Osmotic diuretics, baka mamaya kasi nagkakaroon na ng tinatawag nating water intoxication, nagkakaroon na tayo ng cerebral edema, then bigay tayo ng osmotic diuretic, which is your monitor. The meclocycline or the lithium is to decrease daw yung effect ng antidiuretic sa kidney ng client mo and also to inhibit the antidiuretic hormones. Number 3 is your conibaptam or the tolbaptam. Ito naman po is to block the antidiuretic hormones at para ma-prevent rin po ni kidney mag-respond doon sa antidiuretic hormones. Okay, so this is your medication. And just a recap, okay, for the things po ng about SIAD, so tandaan mo yung 6S. Okay? 6S. Ano sabi natin kanina? Meron ba siyang hyponatremia? Yes, may hyponatremia, which is your dilutional hyponatremia. Kasi nga po, diluted po yung dugo ng client mo. Okay? Since diluted siya, so mababa po yung kanyang mababa yung kanyang okay, so mababa ang kanyang serum osmolality. So we have what we call your sodium is low. Okay, hyponatremia. Another letter S, the specific gravity is high kasi concentrated po ang ihi ng client mo. Kakonti ang tubig, kaya mataas po ang sulyot sa kanyang ihi. Slow or low ang urine output? Yes po. Okay, so kakonti po ang inilalabas na urine ng client mo. Another letter S is your super or severe high blood pressure. Kasi nga po, hypervolemia ang client mo, ang daming tubig. Okay? And also, we have your swelling or edema. So, meron tayong edema sa katawan at pwede din po magkaroon ng cerebral edema sa brain ng client natin. And also, tatandaan natin, you have to monitor po and you have to observe the seizure precaution. Okay? So, this is your 6S. So, going back to your question, so, ang sabi dito, increase secretion of your antidiuretic hormone. Ano sabi? Pag increase, SIAD. Okay? Will produce the following effect except, which is the negative. May oliguria ba sa ating SIAD? Yes or no? May oliguria? Yes, may oliguria. May edema? Yes, there is. There's hypertension? Yes. May dehydration ba dyan? Wala tayong dehydration dito. Okay? Overhydrated nga tayo dito eh. Ang dami nating fluid. So, the answer now is your dehydration. This is except. Okay? Next question. Which nursing action is appropriate in the provision of care for client who is newly diagnosed with syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormones? Select all that apply. A. Monitor client's daily weight is not advised. B. Administering prescribed normal saline bolus to the client. Letter C. Restricting the client oral fluid. Letter D. Restricting the client's dietary sodium intake. Letter E. Initiating seizure precaution for the client. And letter F. Measuring the client's intake and output each shift. Okay? Ano daw ang ating appropriate? Okay? Appropriate of care sa client natin dito. Okay? Select all that apply. Okay, letter A. You have to monitor the client's daily weight. Yes, but ang nakalagay dito, it's not advised. So, kailangan natin kuhanan ng ng timbang ang client mo. Okay, daily weight. So, ito mali kasi nakalagay not advised. Letter B. Administering prescribed normal saline bolus to the client. Magbo-bolus ba tayo? Ang sabi natin, restrict fluid. Okay, restricting fluid tayo dito. 1 liter IV fluid. Okay, maganda yon. Hypertonic, 3%, no? But again, slow infusion tayo doon. So, huwag tayo magbo-bolus. Okay? C. Restricting the client oral fluid. Yes or no? Yes. So, pwede natin mag-restrict tayo ng fluid. Okay? 1 liter lang allowed natin, IBF. Hypertonic solution, 3%. Okay? Letter D, restricting the client dietary sodium. O meron na tayong hyponatremia dito, no? So since meron tayong hyponatremia, bakit mo i-restrict? So hindi siya tama. Okay? Dapat magbibigay tayo ng diet na na sodium, no? Letter E, initiating seizure precautions for the client. Yes, kasi meron tayong cerebral edema, water intoxication, pwede tayo magkaroon ng ICP. Okay? Or increased ICP. Next is your letter F. You have to measure the client's intake and output each shift. Yes, very important po na nakikita natin kung gaano kadami yung iniinom ng client at gaano kadami po yung na-out ng client natin. Okay? So, para makita natin the status of your client. So, the answer is your C, the E, and the F. Very good. Next one is your diabetes insipidus. For the diabetes insipidus, top notchers, okay, DI, dry inside, no? Dami, ihi. DI, dami, ihi. Okay? So, sabi dito, diabetes insipidus, decrease ang production ng antidiuretic hormones. Decrease ang production ng antidiuretic hormones. Kabaliktaran po ng SIAD. Yung kay SIAD kasi, increase ang production ng antidiuretic. Dito naman, decrease production. Since decrease po ang production po, top notchers, ng patient natin dito, okay, it characterized by inability of the renal tubules to retain water. Okay? Ibig sabihin, dahil kulang po ang production ng antidiuretic, yung ating pong kidney hindi na po makakapag-hold or hindi na po makakapag-retain ng water. Okay? So, we have your types and causes of your diabetes insipidus. Ano ba yung mga types natin and the cause? Number 1, we have your central diabetes insipidus. And number 2, we have your nephrogenic diabetes insipidus. Ano ba yung central at ano ba yung nephrogenic DI? So, central diabetes insipidus, the pituitary gland, again, ano ang problem natin kanina? Finokus natin kanino? Kay pituitary gland. Okay? The pituitary gland does not secrete antidiuretic hormones. Yung pituitary gland mo daw, hindi daw siya nagsisekret ng antidiuretic hormones. And this is common type. Okay? So, ano mga cause kung bakit ang ating pituitary gland hindi nagsisekret ng antidiuretic hormones? Okay, so number 1, damage daw yung hypothalamus at yung iyong pituitary gland. Alin man sa dalawa, damage sa hypothalamus or damage ang iyong pituitary gland. Pwedeng meron tayong head trauma, brain damage, aneurysm, and also your stroke or your CVA. Okay, central DI po yan. Ang pituitary gland, hindi po nagsisekret ng antidiuretic hormones. And this is the most common type. Okay? Second one is your nephrogenic DI. Yung nephrogenic DI natin from the word nephro means about kidneys. Okay? So the antidiuretic hormones production is adequate. Ibig sabihin, nakakapagbigay naman daw ng antidiuretic hormones. Adequate naman daw. However, the kidney do not respond appropriately to the antidiuretic hormones. So, si katawan mo, nagbibigay naman ng antidiuretic hormones, adequate naman, sapat naman, pero yung kidney mo mismo, siya yung hindi po nagre-respond doon sa antidiuretic hormones. Bakit? Okay? So, sabi dito, it's either hereditary or kapag po gumagamit ng medication like your lithium and your declomycin. So, kanino natin ginagamot ba yung lithium at saka declomycin? So, for client with what? SIAD, di ba? So, ginamit natin kanina yung kay SIAD. So, para daw ma-inhibit yung antidiuretic hormones at para mapadecrease yung effect po nung antidiuretic hormones sa kidney. So, yan po ang nangyayari dyan. Okay? Aside from that is, kapag po meron mga polycystic kidney disease po yung client natin. Okay? Sige, next one. So we have your central and your nephrogenic type. So for your pathophysiologic problem, so the problem in your diabetes insipidus, sabi natin, decrease ang production ng kanyang antidiuretic hormones is a condition in which the kidneys are unable to retain water. So hindi na po mag-hold ng tubig or ng water yung inyong kidney kasi nga kulang siya saan? Sa antidiuretic hormones, which is very important. Next one, kapag po hindi na tayo nakakapag-hold, okay? Kapag po hindi na tayo nakakapag-hold ng ating water, okay? Yung kidney mo, anong nangyayari? Nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag nating polyuria. Okay? Decreased antidiuretic hormones leads to what? Polyuria. Okay? Anong polyuria ito? Okay? Umiihi po ang client 20 liters. Okay? 20 liters per day. Ang dami po nan. Okay? Iniihi ng pasyente 20 liters per day. Without antidiuretic hormones, the body can't hold urine. Okay? Can't hold water. So that the kidney will produce too much urine po. Okay? So next one. Polyuria. Kapag may polyuria tayo, ihi tayo ng ihi, labas tayo ng labas ng ng water sa katawan natin. It can lead to what? Dehydration. Okay? Nagkakaroon tayo ng dehydration. And the sign and symptoms of your dehydration, ano sabi natin? So we have your thirst, excessive thirst, dry mouth or dry ang mga mucus natin. So sa bata, wala nang niluluha. Okay? And also weight loss tayo dito kasi labas tayo ng labas. Okay? And also constipation. Okay? Constipation. Then, that dehydration, okay, wala ka ng tubig sa katawan, it can lead to what? Hypovolemia. Okay? Nagkakaroon tayo ng hypovolemia. So, kapag hypovolemic tayo, top-notchers, anong nangyayari? It can lead to what? It can lead to shock. Okay? So, inisa-isa lang natin, hindi natin shortcut kasi kung shortcut, tapos na agad tayo. So, hinihimay-himay lang natin. So, polyuria, umihi ka ng umihi, 20 liters per day. Ano mangyayari sa'yo? Pwede ka ma-dehydrate. Okay? Ano mga signs and symptoms of dehydration? Andito na yan. Excessive thirst, dry ang mouth, dry ang mucus, may weight loss, constipation tayo dito. Okay? Leading to what? Hypovolume. Okay? Bumababa ang volume natin sa katawan. Since dehydrated, hypovolemia can lead to what? It can lead to shock. And the signs and symptoms of your shock is what? Your hypotachy, hypotension, tachycardia, and your tachypnea. And also, meron din pong effect ito sa mga children. Okay? Pwede pong retarded growth. Okay? Pwede po tayo magkaroon ng retarded growth po sa mga bata or sa children. Okay? Because of diabetes insipidus. Okay? So, for the diagnostic study, so again, we also have your serum osmolality. Okay? Serum osmolality. We have your urine-specific gravity. So, pag sinabi nating serum osmolality, is to measure the solute in the blood. Okay? So, sinusukat natin yung solute sa blood. Now, tanong, serum osmolality, ano po ang concentration ng dugo ng client natin? Ano ang characteristic na ng dugo niya? Is it concentrated or diluted? Ihi ng ihi, labas ng labas kasi ang daming antidiuretic hormones. Hindi na nag-hold si kidney ng ihi or ng water. So, ihi ng ihi, ano nangyayari sa ating blood? It will become concentrated. Okay? Hemoconcentrated na tayo. Pag hemoconcentrated, okay, pag hemoconcentrated na po tayo, kakaunti na ang tubig sa katawan natin, then ang ating pong serum osmolality is increased. Okay? So, tumataas na po ang serum osmolality. Mas marami po ang solute sa dugo kumpara po sa tubig. Okay? Kasi hemoconcentrated tayo. Mas marami ang solute na nasa dugo kumpara po sa ating water. Okay? Increase ang serum osmolality can lead to what? Hypernatremia. natremia. Okay, mas marami na po ang salt, concentrated na rin po yan kasi kakaunti ang tubig. Okay, next one is your urine specific gravity, is to measure the number of solute in the urine. Okay, to measure the number of solute saan? Sa ihi. So tanong, ano ang klase ng ihi ng client natin? Concentrated ba or diluted? Yes, very good. Kasi ang daming kakaunti ang antidiuretic. Okay, ihi po ng ihi ang client mo. Okay, urine will become diluted. 20 liters ba naman? Okay, ayan, ang dami nun, no? So, ang urine natin is become diluted. Since diluted po ang ihi natin, maraming tubig, then kakaunti po ang solute. Kaya ang tag natin dito, decrease ang kanyang urine specific gravity. At wag mong kalilimutan, top notchers, yung ating test na kung tawagin ay water deprivation test. This water deprivation test, hindi natin inumin ang client about 4 to 18 hours. Okay? So 4 to 18 hours, hold muna ang fluid. Okay? 4 to 18 hours. Wag muna natin siyang paiinumin. Okay? If there is no increase in urine concentration, this confirm of diabetes insipidus. Ulitin ko. Water deprivation test. The fluid are hold or the water intake, i-hold muna natin siya about 4 to 18 hours. If there is no increase in urine concentration, okay, kung hindi pa rin daw magiging concentrated ang ihi mo, kahit hindi ka painumin, this confirm po as the presence of your diabetes insipidus. Kasi hindi ka na pinainom about 18 hours or 4 to 18 hours, di ka pa pinainom. Dapat magiging concentrated po yan. Wala pa rin nagbabago. Okay? Diluted pa rin. So, this is confirmed presence of what? Diabetes insipidus. So, for the management of your diabetes insipidus, ano sabi dito? Nursing intervention, you have to wait your client daily. Okay? You have to wait your client daily. And also, you have to monitor the electrolytes of your client. No? You have to monitor the electrolytes like your sodium, okay, and also the potassium of your client. And you have to decrease daw yung sodium diet. Okay, decrease natin ang sodium kasi meron siyang hypernatremia. Okay, may hypernatremia tayo dito. So you have to decrease po ang sodium diet ng client. Okay? And also avoid the tea, avoid ang coffee, avoid ang energy drinks. Sir, bakit? Kasi po those are what? Okay? Ito po lahat ay nakakapagpa-ihi po. Okay? Lahat po sila ay stimulant. Okay? So, pwede po, kasi caffeine po sila, pwedeng makapagpaihi po. Okay? Soft drinks, ayan, bawal din po yan. Okay? Next is also adequate fluid. So, since ihi tayo ng ihi, kailangan po nating i-replace po yung fluid ng client natin. Okay? So, maintain client intake of adequate fluid. So, IV, mas maganda. IV, hypotonic tayo. Okay? IV hypotonic saline po. Okay? To replace po yung ating fluid losses. Okay? So again, daily weight para makita natin yung status ng client natin. Monitor the electrolytes like sodium and your potassium kasi meron tayong hypernatremia dito. And also decrease po dapat yung ating sodium diet kasi nga mataas na. Okay? And also avoid po yung nakakapagpaihi, the tea, coffee, and energy drinks, and also the soft drinks. Okay? And you have to maintain client intake of adequate fluid like your IV hypotonic saline, maybe prescribed to replace po yung mga fluid losses po or urinary losses. And also, you have to monitor your client. Okay, next one is your medication. So, ano yung mga medications na pwede nating ibigay sa client? Okay? Number one, we have your chlorphropamide or diabetes. Okay? So, ang ginagawa po ng diabetes natin is to increase po yung antidiuretic hormones. Kasi nga kulang, kapag kulang po, kasi DI tayo. So, kapag kulang, dagdagan natin. Okay? So, with the use of your Diabetes. Okay? Kaya lang, top notchers, kapag po nagtitake po ng Diabetes ang client, you have to monitor you have to monitor po, top notchers, yung blood glucose ng client mo. Okay, you have to monitor po yung blood glucose kasi po itong diabetes nito, pwede pong bumaba po yung blood sugar ng client mo. Kaya you have to monitor po the blood glucose. Okay? And also photosensitivity po yung mga yan. Okay? So ano yung monitor natin kapag nagtitake ng diabetes? Blood sugar. Kasi pwede po silang bumaba. And also we have your HRT or hormonal replacement therapy. Hormonal replacement therapy with the use of your desmopressin and your vasopressin. Okay? Ina-administer sila nasal spray, pwede din po ang IV injection or IM Z-track technique po. Okay? So, pwede po yun ang pag-administer natin. Okay? So, it may cause sodium, decrease sodium. Okay? So, monitor din natin dito. Monitor po natin ang sodium. Okay? Monitor po ang sodium ng client. Pwede po kasi bumaba ang sodium ng client with the use of your desmopressin. Okay? So, next one. So, just a recap of your DI. So, lahat po, tandaan natin yung letter D, diabetes insipidus. Okay, D, drain po ang urine. Ibig sabihin, ihi po ng ihi. Ang taas ng ihi ng client. Okay, polyuria. Okay, meron tayong polyuria, 20 liters per 24 hours. Okay, and also, down po yung kanyang urine specific gravity, meaning low. Okay, meaning low po ang kanyang urine specific gravity. Kasi ang daming water kumpara sa solute. Decrease po ang blood pressure ng client kasi hypovolemia po ang client natin dito. And also, advised to drink more fluid. Okay? So, kung hindi man nakakainom ng tubig, unable to drink po, pwede naman pong mag-IV fluid, hypotonic solution po tayo dito. And also, desmopressin or the vasopressin po ang ibinibigay natin sa client natin. Okay? Effect po is, ang epekto po ng desmopressin, okay, tandaan mo, ang effect po nito is nakakapagpababa po siya ng urine output. Pag nagtitake po ng desmopressin ang client natin, bumaba po ang urine output ng client mo. Okay. So, another question, top notchers, which assessment findings does the nurse anticipate when providing care for the client who is diagnosed with DI? Select all that apply. So, focus tayo with your DI. Okay? So, A, concentrated ba ang urine ng client natin dito? Yes or no? DI, concentrated ang ihi or diluted? No, it's not concentrated kasi ang dami pong ihi ng client mo. So, eliminate mo na to. Okay? It should be diluted. B, report of wanting to drink more constantly or water constantly. Yes. Okay, so mauhawin po sila kasi nga po labas ng urine. Serum osmolality is high, yes or no? Serum is blood. Mataas ba? Yes, kasi nga po hypovolemic sila dito. Okay, mababa po ang water, hemoconcentrated sila, mas mataas po yung solute. Okay? Mataas ang solute nila. Urine specific gravity is decreased, yes or no? Mas marami ba ang solute? Okay, so urine specific gravity is decreased. Kakaunti ang solute kasi madami po ang marami ang ihi ng client mo kumpara sa solute. And letter E, may weight loss ba sila? Yes or no? Yes, kasi tapon ng fluid. So, weight loss po tayo dito. And letter F, hypernatremia ba sila? Yes or no? Yes, hypernatremia. Okay, so the answer is your B, C, D, E, and your F. Except po do sa concentrated urine. Dapat po kasi is what? Diluted urine tayo. Okay, so this is your answer. So, last question. Nurse Mary is caring for a 35-year-old client diagnosed with DI. She is now preparing for the medication. Which appropriate medication should she anticipate giving? A. Vasopressin, B. Furosemide, C. Digitalis, and letter D. Regular insulin. Okay, so DI. Anong kailangan natin? Anong binanggit natin kanina na medication for your DI? Is your diabetes and your HRT, which is your hormonal replacement therapy. Pag kulang, dadagdagan natin. Okay, so punta tayo with your vasopressin. Okay, yes, vasopressin or dapitricin is a synthetic analog po. Okay, ng ating vasopressin or ng antidiuretic hormones. Letter B, furosemide or Lasix, ginagamit natin to with your Syad. Okay, kasi ang Syad, hindi po sila nakakaihi. So, kailangan natin mag-remove ng water. Hindi natin yung kailangan kanino, kay DI. Digitalis is a cardiac glycoside. So, ito po sa mga merong heart problem po tayo dito, no? So, hindi rin po ito ang sagot natin. And ito po is for diabetes mellitus. So, it's not also the correct answer. So, the answer here is your vasopressin or the pitricin or the synthetic analog. Okay. So, with that, nurses, thank you so much for your actively listening. Please subscribe and share po sa ating YouTube channel. And thank you so much po. Okay, good luck on your examination.